Welcome everyone to the experience of Tan and Dan's Chillcast.
But I'll tell you, man, human curiosity. I mean, people will actually poke a bear just to know what it's like to poke a bear.
They probably have this so often. They're probably just like, Jimmy, fucking put your balls back in your pants. Give him another set of fries, please. Just keep going.
Well, you know what? It's not even me. It's not even me. You know what? He doesn't even care. I mean, he pranks everybody. So we're doing news articles this time.
Yeah, I want to hear what you got, man. I might say the one I have too.
News articles because I'm sexy.
Sexy, super sexy.
The first one starts about a very naked man named Tan, and how all the women just fainted and just
Were you the guy riding down the road with nothing but shoes on?
No, but now that you mention it, yes, that should be told. That should be told. So for the audience, because Dan already knows this one, so I like to keep him in the dark, and 90% of the stuff I talk about, that way he's just like, what? Right along with you. But this time he does know this one, so this is for the audience.
It's so scary. This
is for the audience. I work a job that basically I'm on call. So for those of you that are on call, it sucks. You're just like, you're at home, just get your pants off, then you gotta put them right back on. No one wants to put the pants back on after they take the pants off. But anyways, I got called out one night. It was like 10 p.m. I think, 10:30 I think. And I'm just immediately like, son of a bitch.
You're just not happy about it.
All right, I'll go. And I recently bought a house. And I'd only been in this house about 3 days. I think it was like day 3, maybe it was day 2, somewhere around there. It was quick. It was soon after I bought this house. And everyone told me, "Oh, it's a beautiful neighborhood. Very lovely neighbors." Not that I give a shit about them, but you know, lovely neighbors.
Lovely neighbors. I don't want to talk to you. Just stay away from me. But you're lovely.
I don't want your casserole.
Right. Get your cookies out of here.
So I'm walking my truck. It's pitch dark out. I don't see a thing. Well, I can see the street and the vehicles, but other than that, I really can't see much.
Yeah.
Pitch dark. Walking my truck. And I notice this pregnant woman. And the only reason why I say she was pregnant, because I mean my wife had recently been pregnant. I kind of like got used to the body type. So, you know, I was like, oh, well, what's she doing out here? By the way, it was probably, I think it was around negative 10 degrees outside at this time.
It was cold.
I mean, it was pretty cold. It was pretty cold. Yeah. So anyways, I'm walking my truck, and as I'm walking, I'm looking at her, and I'm realizing that she's not wearing anything. I mean, she's wearing shorts, but like that's it. That's all I can tell, is that she's wearing shorts, and she's bending over in the grass to like pick something up. And I'm super confused, like, what in the hell could this woman be doing out here at 10 o'clock at night? Negative 10 degrees, outside. Negative 10 degrees, wearing basically nothing, and searching for something in the grass. And like on one hand, I'm like, good Samaritan, should I help her? On the other hand, I'm like, man, she's like 95% naked. My wife's, 50 feet behind me.
You're like, not gonna happen.
That could be a bad situation. So I'm just gonna awkwardly look, but not look, and continue on to my vehicle.
It's probably a good thing that you thought that, because hindsight, if you would have walked up to this scenario, you may have been really scarred for life.
It probably would have been 100 times worse.
Yeah.
So anyways, I got to my truck. I hop in my truck, I start it, and my headlights come on. Because, the photo, stop laughing. My headlights come on. And, I'm kind of looking in my passenger side mirror, and I had noticed that this woman had moved closer to a vehicle behind my truck. I was kind of like, so now she's out in the street? Like, what is she doing? So apparently the object she's looking for, like, moves. I have no idea. So anyways, I'm about to leave. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see sudden rapid movement. I was like, oh shit. And I look over, and right as I look to my right, my head turns to look out the passenger window. This figure of this woman just booking past me at like, you know, I mean, I guess it's not super fast, but it's like a good jog. Goes right past me, and I immediately realize as she gets to my headlights, like the lights in front of me, I immediately realize that is not a woman. That is an extremely overweight adult man who is also not wearing shorts. He is very butt-ass naked. And
oh, man.
It was about that time that I noticed his face. And by the way, this guy wasn't even wearing socks, man. It's like negative 10 degrees. He's not even wearing socks. But his face is what really struck home. He had this big, stupid smile on his face.
Oh,
and he's
no.
And like the flab, like everything's going everywhere. And just, I was scarred for life. I mean, I didn't even want to go to work. I mean, I already didn't want to go, but that was like 10 times worse. And the whole way to my job site, I was thinking, man, I mean, I don't know how long this is going to take, but when I'm done, I'm scared to go home. Because
I don't want to see it again.
I don't know where he went. You know, like he just like disappeared down the way, like took a right at a stop sign, like he's following the laws of traffic, but he's not following the laws of obscene nudity. So, anyways, yeah, I really did not want to see this guy on the way home.
Oh man.
So, yeah, I haven't seen him again since. I really, truly have no idea what he was doing. He had to have been drunk off his ass, maybe. Especially, I mean, the guy could have at least been wearing socks.
I don't see. Yeah, it was a drunk or high thing, or it was like a bet or dare or some kind. Because it's cold out there. You can't last that long.
No, you can't.
In negative degree weather, butt ass naked. I don't care how much fat you got on you, keep you warm. It's not gonna end well for you.
Could you imagine he goes down? He freezes up. Oh, pulled a hammy down. And he's just on the sidewalk. And someone comes by and they're like, I'm gonna keep on driving. Like, like they see that, they're like, nope. Like hit the gas.
He's got his hand up in the air, freaking went down, needs help. You're just like, no, I ain't helping you, man. You butt ass naked.
You just push that accelerator a little bit harder and you're out. Not even. Oh. You keep her face straight.
Just eats it. Road rash on his dick. Oh, it gets worse and worse.
Yeah. Well. Oh. Yeah, so
yeah, that was pretty bad.
If I had went up to him, Lord knows, like, it could have been my nightmare. The dude could have straight up naked tackled me.
Honestly, that's what I picture, and I don't know why anybody would do that, but why is anybody outside naked in the first place? Like,
if he had naked tackled me, I would have screamed like such a girl. And I don't even know what I would have said about rape! Like,
just everybody coming out of their house. Oh, how would that be to get to know the new neighbor? Freaking gets tackled by a fat naked guy just like laying on his front yard.
Just on top of me. I'm just like, ah!
Everybody comes over to pull him off you. They're like, oh, that's just Steve. You learn not to get close to Steve, you know?
Yeah, I'll listen to you. Maybe his name was Steve. That'd be interesting.
No, we'll get the two
Steves we'll get the two Steves together.
Yeah.
I don't think our Steve would want to be naked though.
Yeah, our Steve ain't fat.
He's not really about that life.
It was a good story. And actually, when you texted us, you were like, "Oh my gosh, my eyes are bleeding." There's a freaking naked fat man running down the road.
It's one of those things, like, you know how you stare at the sun? And then, well, you don't stare at the sun.
It gets burnt into your eyes, the light.
Yeah, when you get like a good glare in your eyes and you're like, oh, and you like turn away, but then you still see like the dots from the sun. Yeah, that was his ass in my face.
His ass outline just
that was his ass in my face. Every time I shut my eyes, it was like, boom, it was right there. So, I'm glad that hasn't happened again, but I'm scared going out. Every time I get called out around 10 o'clock, I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm going to wait 30 minutes.
You get like sexy time later that night, and then you're just like, nope, can't do it. I see naked ass in my vision still. It's not going to happen.
I wake up in just a pure sweat, just
PTSD over your naked man syndrome.
There's no naked man outside my truck right now. We're good. We're good.
Oh yeah, that was a funny story. We all ran to the front door.
Like, I don't know how you guys didn't even see him.
It was like such the oddest time frame because Rachel was just outside letting Monty out, and then she came back in, and you had just it only been like 2 minutes maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that was a good story. I thought it was hilarious. I was almost sad that I didn't get the same horrificness that you did. It was such a weird phenomenon to have, like, just move into the nice neighborhood. All the neighbors talking about how nice it is, the parties they have, the decorations and holidays, and then you have a fat naked guy just streaking down the road. Like, pretty sure they didn't list that in the brochure when we started looking at houses. You know,
believe me, I saw enough for everybody.
Yeah, you're like, it was good enough. You don't want to be scarred too. Just be happy.
I will admit though, I didn't see any of the D. He actually had one of those guts that
heavy enough to cover it, almost like a dress.
Well, it's like a dress. No, okay, maybe. It reminds me of a very proud American with a keg instead of a six-pack.
There you go.
You know,
I don't know if that's a good thing, but there you go.
Well, I mean, considering it was flapping up and down, it wasn't.
Oh my gosh!
I don't consider it a good thing, but it just, man, you know, I actually didn't want to talk about this tonight. I don't even know how this came up.
You're like, it brought back up bad memories.
It's like, I can make it stop. Yeah.
Well, I got a news clipping since we're gonna jump on that anyway.
Speaking of stories, go ahead.
This just randomly. I'm not even sure how long ago this was. It might even, you know, I probably should have verified this was actually happening. There's a lot of pictures of it, so I'm assuming it's true. But you know, who knows? But anyway, on October 11th, a worker performing maintenance on an F-16 at Belgium's Florence Air Force Base.
Ooh, Florence.
Made a $10 million oopsie.
I do that all the time in the bathroom.
Yeah. Basically, he somehow, and I don't know, my uncle was a fighter pilot, so I kind of almost wanted to ask him, like, how the mechanics inside work, because somehow he accidentally fired off the jet's 20mm Vulcan cannon, blowing up another fully fueled F-16.
Man, are we sure that he wasn't like, oh, this is going to be awesome?
Was he sitting in the cockpit, like, acting like he was a fighter, just like, pew, 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 hit the button, and just, like, blew up the other jet? Was like, oh, shit.
I'm not saying that Tan would do such a thing.
Yeah.
But I ain't going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I would not think about doing that.
Yeah.
Just like,
basically,
pew, 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 pew.
I don't know. It's such a, oh, man. You know, that just hit. What had to have followed after that was just pure, like, just, oh no. Just like, oh no, like, what I do?
How am I going to explain this one to the boss? I keep fucking up every week.
So yeah, he blew up a fully fueled jet, and then another aircraft was also damaged close to it.
Oh, he took another one? I didn't even know that.
I don't know if it actually. I think it was just close to it, so it got damaged as well. I don't think it actually caught on fire. I think the fully fueled is what actually caused the main issue.
Could you imagine a chain reaction of jets blowing up?
It said the two workers. I don't know, there was two of them. The two workers suffered minor hearing injuries, which doesn't surprise me with this freaking firing a jet with no hearing protection. We're treated on base, and they have pictures. We're gonna try linking some. Hopefully, we'll link some of these pictures up.
Damn it,
but yeah,
George!
totally melted down jets. Freaking, oh man, and they're expensive. They're expensive. You know, I think the heading of this freaking thing was like, you had one job, and it was to not burn down the jets.
Well, it could have been to not burn down the jet he was in.
Yeah. He's like,
So-
I didn't burn down my jet.
Mission
I
accomplished.
burned down Jimmy's jet.
Yeah, Jimmy's not gonna like this when he comes back on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I got a story that was interesting to me. I'm surprised by the result of this, but I'm gonna start it off with a 5-year-old boy in Florida actually locked himself in a cooler.
Oh.
Yeah, he just, and there's even footage of it too. You can watch him do it, but he just kind of climbs in there and he doesn't shut the lid all the way. He shuts it like 90% of the way, but then he kind of starts, I don't know, rocking the cooler a little bit. Like maybe he's playing, he's like, "Oh, I'm on a boat, sweet," and then just just locks himself, just pushes it that last 10% and just locks him in there. And then that's quickly accompanied by him screaming at the top of his lungs, in which case his family rushes out and they are like, "What the hell?" Like looking around. And then they see the cooler just like rocking back and forth, and then they, you know, let him out or whatnot. And the dad's like, "Oh, he's okay," but his mom, yeah, she's she's struggling for a couple days.
Jeez.
So
How did they have this on video? Was he like reenacting it?
there was just a camera on the back porch, I guess, for, for people to, because that's where the cooler was.
Camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And what's funny about that is the company actually recalled. They did like a voluntary recall on their coolers, but in my eyes, I mean, the kid kind of did that to himself. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't want it to auto lock, I guess, but I mean, what can you do, right? Survival of the fittest.
Well, no, you're right though. Like, how many things in the world are dangerous that you should not be doing? Like eating Tide Pods. Like, just you shouldn't be doing that. Why are you doing that?
Challenge.
Yeah, I think you're right. Survival of the fittest. If you're dumb enough to lock yourself in a cooler, then maybe you shouldn't be alive. I don't know.
no, I have a son. I mean, I have a son, obviously, and I mean, if he did that to himself and then I found him, like I got him out of there and he was fine, I wouldn't be calling up the cooler company and being like, "Oh,
accidents happen.
You need to get a non-locking freaking cooler in case my child decides to throw his body in there and lock it." You know?
If anything, I like a simple warning of like auto locking cooler or whatever the cooler was. You know, be careful with like small children. Like, don't let them. Same thing with the buckets. People have the bucket stickers. You know, the warning: children can like climb over, fall into full bucket upside down, drown. Don't let that happen.
Yeah.
Like that would be simple enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't demand anything, but I don't know if they did. The company just voluntarily recalled them. So really the company's just doing right by the situation. Maybe because they're afraid of like bad publicity because of it or whatever. But I mean, realistically, I suppose that is a risk for small children because I don't know about everybody else, but I'm pretty sure most of us have climbed into a dryer at least at one time.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did that too. I didn't shut the door like that kid basically did.
Yeah.
But that'd be interesting because I think that does, well, you might be able to still open it. Maybe not. From the inside?
I think they're just like pressure clamp fitting, so there's not like a door hinge. You just,
Okay,
you
you're
just
good
push
then.
and pull.
Yeah, you're good. We should try it out.
Yeah, well, I'll give it a try.
My ass wouldn't fit through that, let's be real.
Like, do you have extra large dryers? They're like, wow, like I need to see if I can fit inside one.
Yeah, we're testing a theory. It's for a podcast.
It's for a podcast. It's for science. For science.
In the name of science.
Oh man. I just searched it real quick. I think people have heard about this before. But on the topic of like just ridiculous things that happen that people get irritated about, it really annoys me when people have something happen to them that was really their own fault in a sense, or just regular, like this is just this just happens. Like you order, for instance, right now there was a woman. This wasn't right now. This was actually a while ago, but there's a woman that spilled coffee from McDonald's on her lap and like burned her lap, and she sued McDonald's for that. And I'm just like, coffee's hot. Like, if you spill coffee on yourself and it was hot, that just happens. You know what I mean? Like,
how can you sue over
that?
That
Sucks.
That's my real question.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I can't remember if she won or not. This is not a story I looked up beforehand. Otherwise, I would have more information on it. But I just remember this story that she sued McDonald's over, and there's other stories too. There's a page on Facebook, I believe, called Faces of Lawsuit or something like that, and they just go over ridiculous lawsuits that have happened in the past or are happening now, and just the craziness of them, just like how stupid they are and other things like that. And this was one of them. But yeah, if I remember right, I think there was like a settlement for somewhere in the upper thousands, like 10 or 20,000 or something like that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because she, and then again, like I know there's situations and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what happened, but I'm just like, it's coffee, man. It's hot. The people hand it to you, you spill it. That's your own damn fault. You know what I mean? Like, if you ordered iced coffee, they gave you a hot coffee, it burnt your hand, you dropped it, spilled your lap. Maybe it's different. I don't know. But yeah, those kind of things really.
But how do we know that she didn't do that on purpose?
You don't? You don't know. People are conniving, man. Everybody wants to make the easy dollar. You just don't know.
Do you take the woman that sues you over coffee, or do you take the very, very naked man with a smile on his face? That's a tough one, isn't it? That's a tough one.
The naked man, I think. Because it's just a quick.
Man. Yeah, you would love to hug that naked man, wouldn't you?
It's a quick scarring. The people that manipulate the system drive me nuts. There's so much manipulation in the world that just drives me nuts. The way people get around things that they don't want to do, the blaming of other people for things that really aren't their fault, but they just don't like their agenda. That kind of stuff drives me nuts. I'm not gonna get the political things right now, but that drives me absolutely nuts.
That really grinds my gears, man.
It grinds my gears. Freaking blown transmission right now when I hear that shit happen.
Really grinds my gears. So here's one that I thought was interesting. I think I still have it pulled up, in fact, so I can read it off. Small animals assisting someone with cleaning their house is not something you expect to see outside of fairy tales like Snow White and Cinderella. But in fact, an elderly man from Bristol found that things like that do happen in real life when he discovered that a mouse had been tidying up his shed for him.
How does this happen?
Well, he thought he was going fucking crazy, from what I gather from the story. He was like, like I had this tool here, and the next day it was gone.
No.
He's like, what the hell? And then the next day he like was missing a whole bunch of stuff. Anyways, he found everything in this toolbox that he had laying on his desk, like his workbench. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I don't remember putting those in that toolbox. Like, what the fuck's going on? And he's like 72 years old, so everybody's just like, oh, like freaking out, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, he's like, I'm 72 years old, and you hear things going wrong with 72-year-old gentlemen in the mind. But anyways, after several weeks of him just thinking he's going absolutely insane, like thinking it's a ghost or a poltergeist or someone screwing with him, he set up a camera to catch the culprit.
Yeah.
And the footage revealed that, in fact, it was a mouse.
Weird, man.
It was an actual mouse. This mouse and mice don't typically pick things up that are metal. I'll tell you that right now. Like they do grab stuff, but this thing was picking up tools twice its size and putting
it hauling them off.
It was hauling them into this toolbox. Like it didn't even have a nest in there. It was just picking the tools up and putting it in the toolbox. And they were like,
that's weird.
And they were like neatly in the toolbox, like pretty damn neat for a mouse. Probably neater than a 72-year-old man. I'm just saying.
They're like organized.
Or actually, let's be real here. Probably a 72-year-old man would be pretty neat, whereas I being almost 30, just really don't give a shit.
Throw things in there.
Yeah, just kind of, oh, I lost that? Yeah, probably because I threw it somewhere, you know. So I guess, you know, he really ended up liking the mouse a lot. Just leaves his stuff out for the mouse to put it back for him.
Put it away. That mouse probably hates him. He's like, you son of a bitch, you're so dirty. Like, I keep picking up your shit.
And he calls him Metal Mickey.
Metal Mickey. That's pretty
Metal
good.
Mickey.
Oh, man.
I mean, I think that's pretty good. I mean, if I had a pet mouse that, you know, didn't really shit everywhere and all he did was clean up, I mean, I could live with that.
Right? All right, so I got some topics for you. These are, I basically was interested in crazy business ideas. So I went and looked it up. I found some interesting information for you that we're gonna go over now.
Interesting information.
Interesting information. Some of them are just like absolutely ridiculous. I'll just go over a handful. There was a potato parcel for a little while. People were sending letters on potatoes. Don't know how that worked.
Wow.
Doggy goggles. Evidently, the military was interested in this one, and the military actually bought some goggles for their.
What do they do?
There's like
for
goggles,
swimming,
like
for
glasses.
swimming?
No. Like, well, I guess you could use them for that maybe, but more like looking cool, man. They want some sunglasses for their dogs, but evidently they had some for like other things as well, like sand and stuff. So the military bought some for their dogs.
But the dogs would be like, get that shit off me.
I don't know how they stay on. Must be some sort of strapping system. Don't know. Didn't look into it. The Chia Pet. Dude, that was super popular back in the day. Freaking grow your own little fluffy Chia Pet in your house.
There should be a Chia Tan.
A Chia Tan? We
Chia
can make
Tan.
that.
Oh,
we
dude,
could
that'd be
totally
legit.
make that.
That would be legit. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, there's all kinds of the freaking the Snuggie. Dude, the Snuggie was ridiculous, but that was really popular too.
The Snuggie is like one thing, but here's one thing that made no sense to me how it was so freaking popular. Right here, right now. Everyone's going to agree with me. No, absolutely. Not one person listening to this stream is going to say, oh, I don't know what the fuck Tan's talking about. That was awesome. Okay.
What?
Furbies.
Furbies?
Furbies. They're like loud, annoying. They look like shit with two eyes. I mean, like who? Yeah. Why? I don't know how they were so popular.
I just like this guy's on the Snuggie. I just like the way he was like, his description of it. It was like, if wrapping a blanket around you provides too difficult, a Snuggie is what you need. If you don't know what a Snuggie is, and why wouldn't you? Question mark. It would be best described as a blanket with sleeves or a robe put on backwards. Regardless of the ridiculous premise, Snuggies were a huge success when they first came out, and they just might be the perfect outfit to go with your perfect boyfriend body pillow, which was another one of the crazy ones. It's like a half pillow with an arm that can hold you. Like, okay, super lonely. I don't know. Other crazy ones were like the face blanket. I'm literally a blanket for your face.
Blanket? What?
No joke whatsoever. It was a blanket to go over your face with a tiny little nose hole so you could breathe.
Actually, that's not necessarily so crazy. Have you ever had a hot towel placed upon your face?
Yeah, but that's a little different though. I feel like this is like, oh, my face is cold. Like, I need a face blanket. Like,
but did they throw it in like the dryer first and let it get some cycles on?
Well, maybe you could do that, I suppose. No, don't get me wrong. The first time I heard the face blanket, I was like, that's ridiculous. But then I was thinking about it. And when if you camp at all, you have probably been in a position to where you're bundled up in your sleeping bag. And your body's relatively warm, but your face is freezing.
Yeah, it's so cold. I agree with this.
Hey, the face blanket.
or a Snuggie for the face blanket.
Or a Snuggie, which you could totally just put your robe on backwards, but let's not get into that. So those are just the off topic, just crazy ones. But I have a couple that were kind of crazy dash interesting.
Okay.
So starting out with number one would be Sarah Kaufman. She is she is known as the Cheese Lady. Sarah has been sculpting cheese since 1996.
Huh.
And entering competitions and selling her art. We'll try to throw some pictures up. Really interesting, detailed carvings. into cheese.
I thought you were gonna say she eats a lot of cheese.
She probably does that too,
Okay.
which probably means you don't want to be around her when she's carving.
Yeah, probably
Or
not.
a lot of gas.
Oh
But,
yeah.
but no, like that. Very interesting, very detailed carvings of just people, pictures, plants, flowers, lots of stuff. Very, very interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. I probably wouldn't be able to do it because I would just eat cheese. I would
too.
start out carving something and then realize that my cheese was gone because I just kept like eating the chunks.
I'd just be carving, and like on one side it'd be like super awesome. The other side there'd be like 3 bites taken out of it.
And then hey, it's a kind of a win-win because you mess up a carving, you just throw it into your melting pot and you have fondue for later.
Ooh, fondue.
Yeah.
Do you fondue?
I do fondue occasionally. I don't have a fondue thingamabob, so I guess I don't fondue, but I would if I could. Anyway, another one. So, number 2. I don't know why I put this one as number 2 because it really should have been number 1, just as goofiness. But have you ever been worried? I know you and me kind of grew up in religious families.
I was worried that night.
Yeah. Anyway, this company says if you've ever been worried about the afterlife, they have a solution.
Uh-oh.
Basically, for $15, this website offers basically insurance. Just in case is what they call it.
Like life insurance?
And for only $15. No. Not life insurance. This is like the ultimate insurance.
Oh.
For $15, you'll get a certificate of your reservation, an ID card that will guide you to heaven. It comes with a money-back guarantee, promising if for any reason you don't make it to heaven, they will fully refund your money, no questions asked. But they said, don't worry. They said, don't worry, though. We are confident you will make it.
Oh, my goodness.
Basically, this is just the ultimate, like, just joke gift.
You know
because,
what's
like, you
sad?
get your... Huh.
People probably bought this.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. It's like one of those things where, like, it's just like you get your certificate, you get your reservation, you get your ID card. For $15, it's like whatever. Like, it'd be a fun gag gift. But yeah, I was like, that's hilarious. And I'm sure, like you're saying, people have bought this, whether they thought it was serious. You gotta be pretty blonde maybe to think it's serious, but you know, whatever. No, I thought that was hilarious.
Poor
Great
Blondie's getting
business
called
idea,
out right now.
right? But no, a great, as a business idea though, how easy is that? How many people were like, that'd be a fun gag gift, $15? You're never gonna have to refund anybody because to refund them means they have to have died and not made it to heaven. You ain't gonna know that. So,
Well, I was about to say, they would have died. What if they died and came back? Like they got resuscitated. Be like, bitch, I'd see no heaven up there.
If
or
they got
something.
resuscitated, I would give them their $15 back. Be like, man, we're sorry. You must have been really bad.
Or better yet, they're like, bitch, I was standing in line for 6 hours, and then I finally got to the front of the line. They were like, you're not on the list.
Right? Yeah. So that's a pretty crazy one. Crazy business idea. There's some more though. We got plenty. Another one, and this one I actually like, is rent a chicken.
Oh, I would do that one.
You can rent a chicken. Now, the premise of this is for people that would like to get into more agriculture, farming, that kind of lifestyle, but don't know anybody that have been in that, don't have any kind of history or family that does that, and maybe be a little nervous doing this, because depending on where you live, wintertime can get hard for different animals, and if you're not sure how to take care of those animals in certain situations, because the different animals are different, it might seem challenging. So with this company, Rent the Chicken, you can basically rent a certain amount of chickens, however you would like to. They basically come to your, they deliver them, they give you kind of an introductory of how to raise chickens, how to like farm,
speak the language,
eggs.
cluck cluck.
Yeah, speak the language, you know, all that kind of fun things. And in the wintertime, if you would like, they will actually pick your chickens back up for you and take care of them over the winter, so you don't have to do it. So if you're just want the eggs and don't really want to, maybe don't know about farming or anything like that, this is an easy company to give you chickens to learn how to farm. And basically, Phil and Jen are the co-founders of this company, and it started out kind of as a just a kind of side business, getting people into the farming aspect, lifestyle, learning, that kind of thing. Good learning experience for children and things. And it has turned into a full-fledged business. I believe they have like 50 farms now that they help send these chickens all over the country.
I could never imagine something like renting a chicken. I mean, I would do it. Like,
just because it sounds funny, rent a chicken. But like, I rented a chicken last week.
I mean, I grew up with chickens. You grew up with chickens.
Yep.
Right? So if you were looking to get chickens, like chickens, you could rent them and then just have them lay eggs and have them, you know, give you chickens, and then you give them back the ones that you rented, so you don't have to buy chickens. You spend probably less
if you were going to do it that though. If you're going to do that though, they'd have to be fertilized chicken eggs, and I don't think
not rent
they
a
give
rooster?
you males. Well, you probably could. I didn't go look. The difference is though, a lot of places, you can actually have chickens in a lot of towns, like actually inside city limits. Certain towns anyway, not everyone's. If you're interested in this, you should go look it up. But a lot of places will actually allow you to have chickens, but they specify you're not allowed to have roosters. Roosters are the loud ones. They're the ones that make the most noise. The hens really don't. So for people that would like to have eggs and fresh, you know, that kind of thing, a lot of cities will actually let you have chickens in a small setting. Basically, you can't have like a bazillion of them, but like I think a lot of them have like a 3 to 4 kind of limit and a certain size hen house kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, another great business idea. Someone came up with that. It's worked out. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it?
You know what's great about roosters is they actually do cock-a-doodle-doo.
They do
at sunup.
Yep. Sometimes before sunup, I call those the special roosters.
The special roosters.
Freaking 3 in the morning. I'm like, you got another hour, 2 hours. Shut up, you know.
Or they're just like super overachievers. They're giving you 3 alarms, like an hour before, during, and an hour after.
So you would need that if you were a farmer. You would need like 10 roosters, just all going off like crazy, just random times.
Yeah, if I was a farmer, I would need like 10 roosters. I just like have a rock by my window to get the closest one.
Yeah. Oh man. So there's that. Another one, and I made this one the second to the top because this just it kind of actually relates to us a little bit in 2 ways, and I'll tell you why. Gary Dahl.
Gary
Dahl is an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Gary Dahl was born in North Dakota.
Oh.
He was raised in Spokane, Washington.
Okay.
He went to college. My bad. Went to college at Washington State University. So there's a bunch of stuff. This is both sides of our spectrum, man. We freaking work in North Dakota. We're raised in Washington. That's pretty cool.
Huh.
He worked as a freelance copy editor. Now this is not the interesting part. This is just his background. I thought that was interesting because it kind of works for both of us.
Yeah.
The interesting part is Gary Dahl was the creator of Pet Rocks.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Gary Dahl created the pet rock business. This was an idea that evidently just came to him, and he just went with it. And this is the funny part. A lot of people have crazy ideas. They're like, that could work. But they never do anything about it because they're like, it's a crazy idea. He went for it, man. He created the pet rock industry that had turned into a $2 million market. He made a ton of money.
I'm just so flabbergasted by pet rocks being a thing.
His net worth was $2 million for his pet rock.
Was.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not as popular as it was been. In fact, I'm not sure if he's still alive. I feel like he may have died. Yeah, he died in
now I just feel like a dick.
March 23rd, 2015. Anyway, but regardless of that, man, that's impressive. A person just goes like, I'm gonna make a rock pet company.
We should
turns
bring it
into
back.
$2 million. Yeah, right.
Tan&Dan Pet Rocks. This
Yeah.
one's Tan, this one's Dan Pet Rocks.
Raise us in your own home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Along with your Chia Dan and Chia Tan.
Yeah. Your rented chickens.
Yeah, and your rented chickens.
Oh man. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Though how a person can make $2 million, net worth in a company which is just rocks and basic packaging. I believe if I read it right, it's just like it was a package with some like just braille fluff or chips or whatever was inside the box with the holes, breathing holes, like you had an actual animal kind of thing. The rock was put in there. And I believe it may have even come with like a card of some kind, like a name card or something maybe. I can't remember.
Oh
but
my goodness.
very, very basic, simple, like what it costed to make those. Yeah, right. We should find Steve Rock. What it costed to make those, though, those steps and ship those is like nothing.
You just like walk in your rock and attack somebody. They're just like unconscious on the ground. Cop asks you, like, what happened?
You got like a rope attached to your rock, and you just like swing it, just like freaking whack him in the side of the head, and be like, "Damn it, Jimmy!" Like,
yeah. The cop asks you, like, what happened? You're like,
my rock attacked him. I couldn't hold him back.
Steve got agitated. This person got too close. He's not good with people.
He pressured him into a corner.
Yeah, I mean, it was self-defense.
Steve reacted.
Steve reacted a little bit prematurely, but and not with exactly the right reaction. But stuff happens. Yeah. He's in the right in this.
But here's the thing though: is I can respect even these crazy stupid ones. I can respect these people a lot because they're trying something, man. They actually went for it. Like how many times do you come up with an idea that were like, hey, that'd be good, but you just never do anything about it.
Every day.
It's like you always come up with ideas of some kind. Like that'd be probably pretty good, and you just never really go forward. And how many of those ideas probably have like actually become a thing in the future that actually made money? That's what I'd like to know. Like, how many ideas
my ideas are way different. So my ideas are something like this. It goes a little bit. This is let me give you a little taste of Tan's mind. Okay, this is Tan's ideas every day. So I wake up. And I go, I should probably take the dog out. Later.
Yeah. Yep.
I should probably do the laundry. That just doesn't sound like a good idea to me right now. We'll get that later. Get to
that in the future.
My point is, if I can barely follow through with those ideas, yeah, I don't think I'm making a $2 million pet rock business anytime soon.
Yeah, I suppose. But you gotta start somewhere.
Maybe I should just go start collecting some rocks.
Just collect some rocks. Collect antiques. We should start Storage Wars. We could just make a channel on that.
Rock shoes.
Rock shoes. It's genius. They'll last forever.
Shoes, man. They would last pretty much forever. Can you wear down a rock by walking? I don't know.
It depends on the rock, I guess.
New science project. It's for science.
For science.
Just like make 2 holes in a rock, put a strap through it.
Yeah.
Just slide your foot on in there. Like, I don't know if this rock's for me. I'm gonna look at the Nike rocks.
Right.
There's
a ton of them too. Like there's friggin' glow-in-the-dark toilet paper. Sounds like a brilliant idea. I don't know if you want glow-in-the-dark shit wiping your ass, but hey, I mean, you could see it. I don't know why you didn't turn your light on going to the bathroom, but you could see it.
Well, I don't know about that. Would you see it? Because technically it would glow in the dark, but then you shit on it, which is like, the color of shit, which would technically cancel out the glow.
Would you need to see it after that, though?
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I like to look. I like to know what I did.
I gotta know what color this is today.
I strut out that bathroom. I strut out of that bathroom. Like, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's some.
But yeah, there's friggin' the glow-in-the-dark toilet paper. There's a company, a group of friends made a place called the Smash Shack. And
is that for like dudes and girls just smashing?
Yes, actually, but not in the way you're thinking it is.
Oh.
The Smash Shack, there's a blip on it. So sometimes you just get angry.
Oh, no.
So angry that you want to just smash things. He said, and no matter how cheap IKEA plates are, it's a huge pain to keep having to go buy new sets of them. He said, also, let's face it, there is no way you're going to IKEA and walk out of there with just plates. So replacing them will eventually end up being very costly. So their premise is basically, you can go to this place, you can go to their cabin or whatever this is at, and just smash shit to relieve some energy and anger.
What
They set it up for you.
What if the Smash Shack was filled with pet rocks?
Oh no! All the pet rocks they're smashing.
No, you ain't gonna smash those rocks. You're gonna hurt yourself, man. You smash yourself trying to smash those pet rocks.
I thought this was interesting at first, right? I'm like, oh, the Smash Shack. I wanted to do a little digging on this. I have some more information for you guys. If you go to the Smash Shack's website, there really isn't any information that I saw that told you like how to book the Smash Shack. It was more just a blog almost of ways to release tension, and the first page it brought me to was masturbation, and a whole article on masturbation with different toys and things. And I was like,
man, that
this just got weird
all the time,
right? Yeah, all the damn pop-ups. Damn.
Oh, well, I don't know why I keep getting those. Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought I at that point I was like, yeah, this feels more like a blog than it does an actual business. But according to the page I was looking at, it was a business apartment. Maybe it's if you know the area, you can go to them and book this, or you call them maybe. But it had no information on how to book the Smash Shack to actually just break things. But I do know there's a lot of other places like this too. I don't know the names of them, but I've seen other companies like going to junkyards, and that you basically give you a bat or a sledgehammer or whatever you want. Pick your tool of choice and just go to town on like 1/4 of the yard, or pick up a specific car for you just to go to town on, kind of thing.
I mean, I feel like I'm kind of a bat person. I mean, I can understand people getting a sledgehammer. I mean, that would be good too. You know, I would try different things, but I think I would start out with a bat.
A bat, I feel like a bat would be a great weapon of choice for breakable, easy breakable things. Headlights, taillights, glass, denting, doors, roofs, that kind of thing.
But wood or metal?
Wood or
metal? Wood or metal? I mean, that one's tough.
You'd have to do wood.
I'm thinking
I
metal.
feel like metal would just hurt.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I was gonna say metal, but what are they? They're like aluminum, right? So there's just like if anything, they'll dent after a while, right? Besides, if you break your bat that's wooden, you get that nice cracking sound, and I think that would be
splint.
Yeah, that'd be kind of good. And plus, you can pretend like you broke it on your knee, like you were pissed, and then just like strut.
I guess it depends. Almost like a game, man. It depends on what you want to accomplish. You know what I mean? Like, I would probably go sledgehammer, because at a certain point, when you get past the more easyable, breakable, dentable things, you still want to do damage. And I don't think a bat is going to accomplish very much after that point. Sledgehammer, on the other hand, with enough work, man, you could probably take off that whole roof, just break them pillars. You're like, you could do a lot more damage, but it's a lot heavier. Probably takes more energy. Like, I don't know. Like,
but what about liability? How do they avoid like the roof falling on you because you happen to knock down all the pillars with a sledgehammer?
Like, well, I wouldn't be in the car. That'd be hard to swing.
Well, I thought we were talking about the shack.
No. The shack does in like a building with glass and things like that. I was talking about there's other companies. One in particular does. It's like a junkyard, basically. You can pick a car out and
smashing
pick your weapon of choice, and just.
I would not use a bat on a car.
Yeah,
that changes everything. I would definitely use a sledgehammer on a car. I would use a wooden bat inside of the Smash Shack.
Yeah, I agree.
The sledgehammer, though, I would have to have a drink.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta have something to fuel, to quench my thirst, because I'm gonna get tired. I'm gonna get tired while I'm swinging that sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Working hard, destroying that already worthless vehicle.
It would be pretty good. I wouldn't mind doing that though. There's a lot of crazy things that would be fun things to do. We can talk another topic.
Speaking of crazy, my last article isn't so much. Well, it kind of is crazy a little bit, but not. You tell me what you would do. So, a guy. Well, his name is Rainer Schimpf. He is a South African dive tour operator. He was nearly swallowed by a whale.
Oh.
Yep, he was mistakenly swept into its jaws during a sardine feeding frenzy. He was 51 years old and he was just snorkeling about the Port Elizabeth Harbor, and suddenly there he was in the mouth of a whale. And there's videos and there's pictures, and this guy probably crapped himself, and I bet he didn't say that, but I'm sure he did.
That would freak me out.
Yeah, I mean, what would you do? Like, he was like, there was no, to him, he claims there was no time for fear or any emotion. He said he knew instantly what had happened. He knew that a whale had come and taken him, and he instinctively held his breath, assuming that it would dive down again and spit me out somewhere in the depths of the Indian Ocean. He's lucky it didn't, though, because according to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, they could dive for 5 to 15 minutes and reach depths of up to 1,000 feet. So
basically, they spit you out down there.
You're dead, man. You're dead.
You're dead.
Guaranteed. You dead.
You had no time to pressure your ears, whatever that's called. I'm not a diver, but the whole, like, what's that called? Damn, I forget now.
What, the bends?
Equalizing your ears or
the
whatever?
The bends.
Well, you get the bends from diving, but there's like an equalization process of your ears depending on how far down you go. You're supposed to actually stop and re-equalize your ears and then go down deeper, that kind of thing. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, if the whale just took you straight down, you had no time to do that. All of a sudden, your ears are bleeding. Like that'd be bad.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about now. Shoot, I can't remember either.
Yeah. Anyway, it wouldn't be good.
The audience is like, "It's this, you freaking morons!"
Probably.
But anyways, so fortunately, almost as he was taken into the mouth of this whale, oh, that's my work phone going off here. As he was taken into the mouth of this whale, it happened to, like, so after his legs went inside of this whale, like he was going in.
Mm-hmm.
The whale decided to release its jaw, allowing him to slip out and then free to the surface. Jeez. But, I mean, there's straight up pictures, like he was inside this whale's mouth, like almost his entire body.
Ooh.
So, they aren't man-eaters, though. So,
no.
Essentially, it probably would have spit him out regardless. But, yeah, if it did it down 15 minutes down below, man, you're screwed, bruh.
Yep. It would have been an issue for sure.
See, that's why I can't bring myself to snorkel out like in the ocean, like far out there. You just don't know. When we were in Hawaii, where I got married to my wife, I mean, you were there, but you remember we were snorkeling and we were seeing turtles. Oh, the turtles!
Yeah, that was cool.
Turtles. Turtles were cool. Turtles were cool. But then there was that freaking big ass sea lion came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Man,
could you imagine us being in the water when that came up, though?
I would.
That was huge. That was a big sea lion.
I would have had a heart attack. I'd be floating there unconscious. Then the sea lion probably would just like laid on top of me.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine a whale doing that. Are you kidding me? I think it's a shark. I would never think it's a whale. This guy's like, oh, I knew it was a whale, man. I was fine. I knew it was going down. I even knew the method of getting out, which, by the way, would have killed him. I would have been like, this is a freaking shark, man.
I would have freaked out. I would have confused the different, roll call things you're supposed to do. I would have like played dead, like I was with a bear or something like that. Just like,
I wouldn't even done that, dude. I would just instantly start slapping like a girl, like, like, no, get off of me! Let me go! Let me go! But I probably would have done that. I would have thought it was a shark.
I think that'd be the first thing that goes in my mind. Maybe if you did that a lot, though, maybe you would have a sense, of what's around you, kind of thing. I don't know.
I'm like just looking at the picture right now, and it's rough. I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine.
It would freak me out for sure. It'd probably be my most scariest moment in my life if that happened to me.
I'd be like, I'm never going into the water again, not even the bathtub.
I feel like that now sometimes.
A little bit sometimes.
Not a big water. I like water. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big ocean person. Not a fan.
Yeah, when I actually went fishing in Kodiak, Alaska, off the military base there, and I remember I was catching halibut, I was catching capizone, soles, which look kind of like halibut, but they're a lot smaller. Trying to catch king salmon, caught a few pinks, caught a few silvers.
No kings?
I didn't, but my dad's friend that was with us, a really good friend of his, he did catch I think it was like a 36 pounds king salmon.
Cool.
So it was pretty good, pretty big. But, you know, as we were pulling up these fish, like I just remember catching, you know, capizon, and I was like, that is the ugliest damn fish I ever laid eyes on. Like, it was like, oh, what happened to your face, man? You know?
Yeah.
But it's just amazing when you pull these fish up and you've fished primarily for freshwater fish. So you know what to expect, essentially.
Yeah.
And then you see something that is just like, that's a fish? Like, looks like a freaking, like, I don't know, like this thing got put in a blender, you know? It's amazing what can come out of the ocean. And I'm not about that life, man. There's too much stuff in the ocean that we have not discovered. Even with the stuff that we have discovered, I'm like, I don't know about that. I would not want to be lost out there.
Much deeper depths that we have not been able to hit because of the equipment and just the pressure down there. It's a very eerie topic if you actually do some serious research on it. It's crazy what could be down there. And the things that we have seen, that we like just rare things, little glimpses here and there. That's like, okay, that was a monster crab. Like, yeah, just crazy things.
I just disagree. Like I disagree with not scientists, but marine biologists or whatever they are. That they're like, oh, you know, sharks like won't attack you unless you kind of look like a seal and flapping around in the water. I'm like, well, if I'm trying to stay above water,
right?
I'm out in the middle of the ocean. It's probably not going to be a long time before a shark comes and bites me.
Yeah, I think the reason why I fear the ocean so much isn't necessarily like just swimming in the ocean. Swimming in the ocean is not. I'm not like, oh, I can't do that. It's not that. It's like, it's the idea of being like lost at sea, which is obviously a kind of a stretch if you're not actually going out to sea. But like, it's that idea of like, if you're lost at sea, like you already have to survive the water, you know, aspect of it. You have to continue to swim with waves and all that kind of stuff. B, on top of that, you have the whole animal, the freaking sharks and other creatures coming up and getting you, man.
Dude, I wouldn't even be thinking about being lost at sea. I would 100% be like, I am gonna be eaten. Like the second I'm lost out in the water.
Well, see, but you would get eaten though, but you wouldn't get eaten and just die. You'd get like bit, your arm gets bit off, your leg gets bit off. Maybe half your body. You just could lose your torso, man. Like some horrible shit like that. You're still alive. Now you can't even swim. Now you're fucking just drowning. Not only do you have all the pain of getting eaten, now you're drowning on top of it. Oh, yep.
Yeah, I'm not about that life. I'm not about that life, bro. I'm not about that life, man. You ain't gonna catch me scuba diving.
Right. Which is funny. My dad used to scuba dive, and I think one of the reasons he stopped was like, 'cause it was back in Seattle. The water's so murky there. I believe he had a story along the lines of like he saw a shadow, something swim by, but he couldn't tell what it was because how dark it was. And he was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, just like, I'm done scuba diving. Like, that's just too dark. If it was clear, crystal clear, blue waters, like over in like Hawaii or something like that, Bahamas, that'd be a different story. But the murkiness of the port of Tacoma, Washington area, no, not good. Not good.
Well, actually, it's like, it's not even that. I mean, not even just the murkiness. You go out to the clearest place ever. Once you get a couple 100 feet down, it's all black anyways. The sunlight doesn't get that far. So you could go down there with a flashlight or whatever that you can mount to yourself. But could you imagine only being able to see like 2-3 feet in front of you, and then suddenly a shark's in your face. Like,
oh no, it would not be fun.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, it's just
no.
yeah. I ain't going to no crystal blue,
Not happening.
like beautiful ocean that I could
I'll
see
stay
100
within
feet
like
down.
20 feet, maybe. That's my limit, somewhere in there.
I will stay in a man-made steel cage,
Yeah.
and then I might scuba dive.
Yeah, there's a lot of we'll have to get on those topics somewhere. I would like to do another vacation. Maybe we could pick that out in one of our next topics. I do have one more though, and since we're talking about ocean, it's a good one to go to. A business company called Eternal Reefs. This was created by Todd Barber and Don Brawler. Basically, these were two guys that were roommates in college in the 80s. Went diving a lot off the Florida Keys on their breaks, and noticed over time of their adventures out there that the reef system was significantly deteriorating and degrading over just the time periods that they were going to it. Like it was getting worse and worse. So they came up with an idea to basically create man-made structures that the reef and the ocean would naturally kind of like change over to be like a livable home for fish and the plants and matter and all that kind of stuff. I'll put a link up of before and after pictures of this. Basically, it's a concrete dome with a bunch of holes in it that fish and stuff can kind of swim in and out of, kind of like the reef systems in the oceans and the more heavier reefed areas.
Huh.
But they're another way to fund this, though, to help them. Basically, it was more of an environmental thing on their aspect, not so much a business thing to make money off of. They wanted to help the environment. So they created these, and a way to kind of help fund this was people who lost loved ones that wanted to, maybe the person wanted to like benefit the nature in some way, rather than just being put in the ground or scattered at sea. They have a process they'll go over with you to where you come in with them. They will dump the ashes in the concrete mix for one of these reefs, and they'll mix it up. You help mixing it. You basically help them build the whole process of one of these little dome reefs with your loved one's ashes in it. And then at the very end, they have a stamped plate, like a memorial plate of the name, dates, all that kind of stuff. Whatever you want to put on, you can do however you want. That gets put into this concrete. So like a resting place almost, but in a more uncommon sense. You know, you're helping the environment, you're helping the ecosystem. If you were like really in love with the sea, maybe that's what they wanted. Great place to go rest is in the sea with your ecosystem, the fish, you know, helping wildlife out. Like that.
See, I could see that cool. If you like the ocean, you like the reef, you love it, etc.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind while you were reading that, I was like, so you burn this person, and you take their remains and you throw it in some concrete that you're mixing up, and then you drown it.
Well, okay, it sounds bad if you say it that way, but a lot of people want to be cremated anyway. And when you are cremated, most people want to be put in places they love to be. Like if
underwater where you can't breathe. I mean,
maybe,
come on.
You're dead though. Like it doesn't matter to them at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but it
if you were in love with the sea, or if you were in love with diving, or you were in love with like just ecosystems in general, and you want to help the environment, like I could see people like that being like, I want to do that.
Dude,
me, I wouldn't
not
do
me,
that.
man.
I would probably like if I don't know. I go back and forth whether it's like cremation or just being buried like regular. I don't really know. I've never really put a serious effort into it. But if I was cremated, which I've joked about in the past, I would want to be sprinkled in places that I loved being. I'd want to be sprinkled in places like my hunting camp area. I'd want to be sprinkled in the location that I was at, not only because I loved it up there, but then through the generations of my own family going up to these same places that we've gone for generation after generation, I would be a part of it at that point, man. I'd be like up there with them.
Man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Like, I see. Here's the thing. I go back and forth too. I used to be like, bro, you ain't burning me. I gotta come back for the zombie apocalypse, man. I need a body. But at the same time, as I get older, I'm like, oh, maybe I don't want to be buried alive by accident, be scratching at that thing, and then you can't get out and you're dead.
Yeah, then you're just dead, and then it was no different than before.
Yeah.
You're still in your box you're supposed to be in.
Yeah, I suppose, but that is like a fear of mine. But then again, what if you're still alive and you get thrown into a fire pit?
Burned. Yeah, I suppose. There's the risk of that happening is more of just like a ridiculous fear, but it has happened. So
it has happened.
It has happened.
So I feel like I'm gonna be that unlucky guy, that unlucky individual. And I just don't even want to think about it. I'm gonna live forever. Tan don't die.
But yeah, that's my my crazy business adventures. There was a couple of pretty interesting ones, I felt. A couple of pretty cool ideas. A couple ones I respected a lot.
I think anything anyone tries to do, any business anyone tries to make that has the word tan in it will be successful.
Yeah, you think?
It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a knockoff Viagra pill. It'll work 6 times better than the original. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. You know,
oh man,
I'm trying to help everyone out. Let them know that little tip.
Are you saying your name is a natural stimulant?
Oh no, it works for tan. Works for everything, baby. Tan does it all. Does it all.
Oh man!
Like a damn
well,
chia pet.
If you're interested in any of these things, we'll post some links to the different things. We'll try to post some pictures so you can see what's going on.
Stay away from whales. They apparently try to eat people sometimes.
Whales, man, they like to play. There's a lot of stories of whales just doing.
Man, that ain't playing, bro. I don't consider that playing. You're trying to eat me.
Freaking laughing at your face, just be like, taking you down with us.
Take you down.
But,
oh, so the intro and outro we are gonna do for this video, yes? Now?
Yeah, I think so. You will probably have already heard our intro, and you're about to hear the most badass, awesome outro you've ever heard in a chill cast in your life.
It's just gonna be me saying, "Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot."
Well, they'll have to wait and see.
All right, so this is Dan&Dan gaming, which we'll eventually talk about gaming
at some point.
At some point, we are out.
Bam.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.